Caitlin said that she wanted to trade coaches.
I don't know if this is in the rules. I don't really care. But I think we've already discussed we are going to trade coaches. Fee's going to take her coach, Sandy Brondello. Let's get it.
Ooh.
It's going to be amazing. Sorry, WNBA, if that's not in the rule. Sorry, ESPN, if that's not in the rules, but we just made it a rule. So, Sandy Brondello, come on over.
Whoa.
Let's get to it. You can coach Sabrina.
What if the most exciting moment at the WNBA All-Star game wasn't a game-winning shot, but a power move no one saw coming? What if a player, live on national television, dared to rewrite the rules of an exhibition game, triggering a reaction that sent shockwaves through the league? This isn't just about basketball. It's the raw, unfiltered truth behind Caitlin Clark's audacious coach trade, Sabrina Ionescu's priceless response, and the calculated message that's about to shake up the entire WNBA. What do you think was the real reason behind Clark's bold move?
Draft, Caitlin and Fee had the option to trade any players, but instead of players, Caitlin said that she wanted to trade coaches. Originally, Cheryl Reeve was supposed to be coaching Team Clark, and Sandy Brondello was going to be coaching Nafisa's team. But Caitlin said, nah, let's switch. Fee, you can have your coach.
Picture this. You're settling in for what's supposed to be a fun, lighthearted WNBA All-Star draft. Everyone expects predictable picks, maybe a few jokes. And then, out of nowhere, Caitlin Clark drops an absolute bombshell. She didn't just pick a player, she straight up announced she was trading coaches, sending Cheryl Reeve packing and bringing Sandy Brondello onto her team. This wasn't just a suggestion, she orchestrated it, becoming the first player in WNBA history to pull off a live coach swap. The audacity, the sheer nerve, it was a chef's kiss moment.
All-Star game. Right here, buddy. No, yeah, I'm actually very excited. It's never happened to me before, so this is the first time. Obviously, super comfortable being able to go there with a coach that loves me, and I'm really excited to be able to just kind of share that together. I mean, I think it's obviously an honor to be able to go with my teammate, but also the coaching staff and everyone. Like, it's a time to celebrate, obviously, our accomplishments, but hers as well. Like, it's not easy to be like a top coach and have to go do that. So I'm excited to kind of be able to spend that all together.
But here's where it gets truly juicy. The camera instantly cut to Sabrina Ionescu. When she found out she'd be reunited with her New York Liberty coach, Sandy Brondello, on Team Clark, her reaction was pure gold. With a smirk that spoke volumes, she famously declared, "You can't escape me." You could practically hear the collective gasp from everyone watching. Then, Clark herself looked directly into the camera and, with unmatched confidence, dropped the mic. Sorry, WNBA, if that's not in the rules. Sorry, ESPN, but we just made it a rule. The sass, off the charts. The casual way she restructured an entire all-star format on live television? That's main character energy right there.
Coach, you may have been involved in the first ever coach trade of any All-Star game ever. Just want to get your thoughts on that in your mind. First for you, Leo.
They announced it? Yeah. That you got traded? Yeah.
Sabrina Ionescu.
Now, let's be crystal clear about what this move actually meant. This wasn't some spur-of-the-moment decision born of whimsy. Caitlin Clark knew exactly what she was doing when she effectively gave Cheryl Reeve the boot. The history between these two isn't exactly sunshine and rainbows, and everyone in the basketball world knows it. Remember the Olympic roster snub from last year when Clark was controversially left off Team USA? Yeah, Cheryl Reeve was the head coach of that very team. The entire situation was messier than a preschooler's art project. And then, Reeve had the nerve to make public comments about how the WNBA's sudden, overwhelming focus on Clark was getting out of hand. Talk about throwing shade in broad daylight. So, when Caitlin orchestrated this coach trade, it wasn't just about getting a different coach for an exhibition game. It was about making a powerful, undeniable statement. She essentially said, "You don't want me on your Olympic team? Fine. You don't get to coach me at the All-Star game either." The level of petty? Absolutely legendary.
And I got traded, yes. My son hit me up after he goes, I've created history. This is awesome. I got traded as a coach. But look, I get to coach with Sabrina. I'm on Caitlin Clark's in Indianapolis. I mean, what a great show. So we'll go out there and have some fun.
But how did the other coach, Sandy Brondello, react to being treated like a trading card live on TV? That woman handled the entire situation like the seasoned class act she is. When she found out she'd been traded to coach Caitlin's team, she was genuinely amused, even taking it in stride. Her own son even texted her, celebrating that she'd made history as the first coach ever traded in an All-Star format. Can you imagine getting that text from your kid? Mom, you're famous for getting traded. The fact that this whole thing was approved live during the July 8th draft made it even more dramatic. ESPN probably didn't know whether to panic over breaking protocol or celebrate the ratings gold they were witnessing. Brondello, meanwhile, just seemed excited about the opportunity, showcasing the mark of a truly great coach, adaptability and enthusiasm for new, chaotic challenges. Sabrina Ionescu's position in all this just made it even better. She gets selected by Clark for Team Clark, then moments later finds out her actual New York Liberty coach, Sandy Brondello, is coming with her. Her now iconic "you can't escape me" comment wasn't just playful banter. It was Sabrina acknowledging that their established chemistry from the Liberty was about to seamlessly carry over to the All-Star game. Think about it from Sabrina's perspective. She's been working with Brondello all season, knows her system, understands her coaching style intimately. Now, she's on a team with some of the best players in the league, coached by someone who already knows exactly how to maximize her potential. That's not just good fortune, that's strategic brilliance by Clark, creating an immediate unfair advantage for her team. The real tea here, however, is what this entire event says about the current, rapidly evolving state of player empowerment in the WNBA. Caitlin Clark, still in just her second year as a professional, just rewrote the rules of an All-Star game on live television because she felt like it. She didn't ask for permission, she didn't apologize, she just did it. That's the kind of energy that fundamentally changes leagues. The timing of this couldn't have been more perfect either. We're in an era where players are more vocal than ever about their preferences, more willing to challenge traditional structures. Clark's trade wasn't just about a personal beef with Cheryl Reeve. It was about setting a clear, powerful precedent. Players can and will have agency over their circumstances, even in exhibition games. The ripple effects were immediate, creating beautiful chaos where loyalties got shuffled and established relationships were temporarily disrupted. The media coverage of this unprecedented event was absolutely fascinating. Some outlets initially tried to downplay it as harmless fun, while others immediately recognized it for what it truly was: a calculated power move disguised as playful banter. Caitlin Clark just demonstrated that she's not merely a talented player, she's a strategic thinker who knows exactly how to work the system and command attention. Sabrina's reaction also highlighted something crucial about the culture of the WNBA. These women aren't just competitors, they are deeply connected friends who understand each other's games intimately. When Sabrina made that "you can't escape me" comment, it wasn't threatening. It was a genuine acknowledgement of their professional relationship and mutual respect. The fan reactions, as you can imagine, were everything you'd expect. Caitlin Clark supporters were living for the drama, calling it iconic. Cheryl Reeve defenders called it disrespectful. Meanwhile, basketball purists debated whether this set a dangerous precedent for future All-Star games. But here's the thing. This kind of spontaneous rulemaking is exactly what exhibition games need. The All-Star format had been getting stale, predictable. Caitlin Clark just injected a shot of pure adrenaline by doing something completely unexpected. Sometimes you need someone willing to break the mold to remind everyone why we're watching in the first place. This incident perfectly encapsulates where the WNBA is right now. Young players like Caitlin Clark are actively changing the conversation. Veteran players like Sabrina Ionescu are adapting to new dynamics with humor and grace. And coaches like Sandy Brondello are rolling with whatever comes their way, embracing the chaos. The fact that this all happened with the backdrop of the intense Olympic team selection debates and existing tensions between Clark and Reeve just made it even more dramatic. All that history was sitting right under the surface when Clark made her bold move. This coach swap isn't just a funny anecdote. It's a testament to authentic, unscripted moments that transcend typical audience boundaries and create universal appeal. From a league perspective, this was arguably the best possible outcome. Instead of a boring, predictable All-Star draft, they got a viral moment that will be talked about for years, showcasing how letting personalities be themselves can be the best marketing. Looking back, it's clear that Caitlin Clark's audacious trade wasn't just about basketball strategy. It was about setting boundaries, making powerful statements, and demonstrating a kind of leadership that transcends traditional hierarchies. And Sabrina Ionescu's reaction? That was the perfect punctuation mark on a moment that will be remembered as a turning point in WNBA culture. This coach swap just changed the All-Star game forever, and it proved that sometimes the best drama comes from the most unexpected places. What do you think this means for future player empowerment in the WNBA? Will we see more players challenging the system in bold new ways? Share your thoughts in the comments below.